Hi student, myself Dr. Prakash Salve, Associate Professor, Department of Geography, Maharaja Jivatirav Shinde Mahavidyalay, Srigonda, affiliated by Savitribai Phule, Pune Vidyapit, Pune. Now, FYBSc Choice-Based Credit System syllabus to implemented from academic year 2019 to 2020 semester paper first. Title of papers: Introduction to Physical Geography, paper first, Geomorphology. Now today's lecture discuss about unit number 4, geomorphic process, fuel cycle of erosion, theory of Devis cycle, fuel cycle of erosion, theory by Devis. W.M. Davis is American geographer and geologist. Concept of cycle of erosions. In 1850 to 1934, he born February 12 February 1850, Philadelphia, and died 5th February 1934, California. Okay. The cycle of erosion was a model for the stream erosion and landscape. The cycle of erosion was model for stream erosion and landscape. The development process by William Morris Davis. In the late 19th century, Davis stage in the fuel cycle of erosion, published in 1909, defined the young, mature and old sequence in the development of river valley and the landscape of the river were eroded. These basic concepts included a rapid tectonic uplifts followed by secessions of the land, which allow the rivers and stream of reduced the surface to level close to sea level. The concept of peninsular peneplations was a first of his model. In these models, Davis picked up ideas of John Wellesley Powell's about limitations of the erosion on land and calculated that sea levels is unlimited base level for sub-aerial erosions. Further, he suggests that stream always have at least some gradient and temporary base levels such as interlinkage are controlling points upstreams of them. The model developed by Davis through importance historical context is currently considered only a first approximations. Developments of in the science of geology and geomorphology, especially The plate tectonic revolutions of 1960 and 70s have confirmed the preliminary nature of models. Now, next, the cycle of erosion has envisioned by Davis as it is initial stages at the time when the landmass is rapidly evaluated by internal earth force, followed by a very long periods of tectonic consensus, one raised high above sea level as a landmass stream come into the existence and erosion beginning to operate on the uplift mass, which is gradually worn down almost to plain. The landmass may be at some later time be rejuvenated and the cycle beginning again, and reminds of the earlier cycle is erosions are the preserved at new higher levels. In a normal cycle, three stages have been recognized as youth stage, mature stage, and old stage. This is follows each other's regular sequence. म्हणजे थ्री टाईप ऑफ म्हणजे माउथ जे काही मेंडर्स वगैरे जे काही. नाव नेक्स्ट youth stage. The first stage is youth stage. The majority the V-shape valley flow on floodplains. Extensive interflows may fall rapid floods. Some like swamps, increasing water courses. The first stage. In this stage of the river flow along the uneven surface, and there is a initial bottom erosions. Its gradients are steep and the erosion is rapidly. The rapid depending of the channel lead to the formation of V-shaped valley. Thus, during the youth stage of the river, the valley from undergoes vigorous development, particularly in the depth and hardware growth. Lake, rapids, waterfall, steep sides, valley, and gorges are common occurrence during this stage. Besides, the phenomenon of river capture or river pricing take place in this stage. Youthful river have a regular long profile and source of mouths. In the second stage, river capture. The river capture. When one of the two river flowings in opposite directions from the single drive become more effective in erosion due to steeper gradient when the slope are unequally inclined. The divided gradually recedes toward the sides and the gentler slope. In other words, the river with steeper gradient extended its valley head wards, thus the causing a shift of the divide against the river with gentle gradients gradually depending of the valley, continuous headward with pronounced direction of the ridge. Sometimes these headwards migrated of the river enable it to reach the river on the other sides, but the first river has steeper gradient than the other ones. The course of the second river get diverted and its water straight draining through the channel of the first river. These process divisions of river by heads. Water migrations another river is known as river capture or river piracy. The points where the course of second river is devoted is known as the elbow of capture. The capture river is known as misfit and the discreted part of the channel through which no water flow is terms as the wind gaps. And now third mature stage will drain all in the slope except floodplain, trunk and some tributaries. Stream meanders maximum reliefs. In this stage, the river attains the profile of the equilibrium. The landmass fully dissected and a well integrated drainage system is developed. Ridge and valleys developed prominently, floodplains develop and river meandering take place. The topography consists of the features such as the hogbacks, custos, mesa, butte, meanders, oxbow lakes, nature breach, floods, plain, alluvial plain, etc. Then the last stage, old stage, the broad open valley with widely meandering stream. There is the meandering, the zigzag modes. In distinct Devis erosion remains of the resistance lithologic surface near erosional base level. In this stage, the slope is gentle and the velocity of low. The river loses most its erosive power because the water flow is slowly and flow is the sluggish manner. In old stage, a river has maximum meandering. The river at the edge does little erosion and transportations but is mostly engaged in deposition. This stage is characterized by the development of distribution and the river flows almost at the base level of erosion. The topography consists of features like peneplains, nature levels, deltas, etc. Most of the cycle of erosion do not reach the final stage as sometime during the operations either climate or tectonic disturbance take place and thus result in importance or facial cycles, partial cycle. This is a reference and some photographs taken internet, source of internet www.google.com. Okay, thank you.